So I shoved him so the car moved a bit and said, stop the fucking car. He's like 6 foot, 130 kilo, Mongolian wrestler. And this is the weirdest experience of my life.
What's a story you've never told or a secret you've never shared?
I got robbed in Moscow. Don't think I've ever told this story. Have I ever told this one? Let me think. Don't think so. So, do I tell this story? Yeah, all right. Everything starts with women, doesn't it? Man, they're such an attack vector. So I'm talking to this chick on Instagram. Blah, blah, blah. I'm ignoring her. She keeps messaging me all the time. Come Russia, come Russia, come Russia. I'm like, no, I'm not coming to Russia. I've got things to do. Then like 7 other baddies from Russia start messaging me, and everyone wants me to go to Russia. I'm like, why do all these hot girls want me to go to Russia? Why everyone wants me to go to Russia? This sounds like a setup. Something right. But I'm glad I can go to Russia. I can't get a visa anyway. It's too much work. Then the football game came. There was some football thing. I think it was a FIFA, I don't know, football, Euro game, something. It was in Moscow. And if you bought a ticket, you instantly got a visa to go to Russia. So I was like, this is the easiest a visa's ever going to be. Do I go? And then I looked up and I found a game. I think it was like Poland versus Korea or something. It was like €6, this ticket to this game. It's like a €6 Russian visa with no work. Okay, but I'm going to be on my game because I don't trust this. They're after me, the agents. So I buy this ticket, I get my visa, I fly to Moscow. I booked the Kopinski in advance, the Kopinski hotel, because I think if I stay in a 5-star hotel, I'll be okay. I land at the airport, I've got my bag, I go to walk out, guy in a yellow vest goes, taxi, taxi. I say, yep, taxi. I go to get in the taxi, and he starts walking towards the civilian car park. And this has happened to me a lot of times in Eastern Europe. It happened to me in Moldova, even in Romania it happens sometimes. People pretend to be taxis, but they're not taxis, and they try to take it to their car. And I'm like, no, I want an official taxi, not get in your car. Because I am a taxi. I was like, no. Been around, goodbye. Turned around, start walking back to the taxis. Him and his yellow vest runs up and goes, okay. And he points at this yellow car that said taxi, in the taxi rank, taxi. And he goes, says something to him in Russian, blah, 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 blah. And he goes, okay, here's taxi, sir, taxi. Guy gets out, the taxi driver. Taxi driver gets out. He's like 6 foot, 130 kilo, Mongolian wrestler. Gets out.
Zangief.
Yeah, Zangief. Zangief gets out. And because this is how my mind works, I look at him up and down and go, could I take him? It'd be messy. I'll be all right, but it'd be messy. So he gets out, he opens the trunk, ushers me to put my bag in the trunk, put my bag in the trunk, close the trunk, get in the back of the car. The car starts driving down the motorway in Russia. And he has his phone as the meter, which is the first suspicious thing. And his phone is up there, and this number, Russian rubles, is going through the fucking roof. I'm like, how much is the Russian ruble? I don't even know. So I get my phone out, and I turn on the data, and I get my text message. Hi, data is 25 pounds a megabyte. And I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. How much is the Russian ruble? And I worked out that I've been in this car for 4 minutes, and I owe $600 in taxi. So there's no way that's the taxi fare. So we're driving down the highway at speed, and I'm like, brother, this is fake. This is a scam, bro. And this is the weirdest experience of my life. He totally ignored me. But what can you do? He's driving the car. And people don't ignore me when I talk. So this big man's driving the car, and I've tapped him on the shoulder saying, you're trying to rob me. I was like, bro, you're trying to rob me, stop the car. And he's just like, just totally ignoring me, driving the car. So I'm like, what? I don't want to hit him, but I guess I kind of had to. So I shoved him so the car moved a bit and said, stop the fucking car, I'm not paying this. I don't have the money. Bro, I've been around long enough. I know a killer when I see one. And he turned around and looked me dead in the eye. This man's killed someone, I swear to God. Because I have that look, so I know when I see it. Takes one to know one. He looks me dead in the eye, looks back, gets the phone, dials a number, hands me the phone. Because he doesn't speak English. I hit the phone and say, hello? It's the first guy who tried to take me to the car. He goes, you wanted a taxi. I was like, bro, I don't even have this money on me. So I don't know what you expect to happen, because I don't have this money on me. He goes, you wanted a taxi, pay the fare. I said, bro, I can't pay it, I don't have it. Tell him to stop at the nearest gas station. I'll give him the money I have on me, and I'll get a real taxi. Hold on. Didn't even answer me, just hung up on me. So I go, what can I do here? If I hit this guy, I guess the car crashes. This other guy isn't answering. They want money I no longer have. So I tapped the guy and I said, okay, I'll pay it. Call your friend again, call your friend. Gets to the phone again. I was like, listen, I think I had like $4,000 on me. I said, look, I have $500 is all I have. I'll pay the $500 when we get to the end, if you let me out. The guy goes, no, you paid the meter. Hung up again. I was like, you fucking cunt. Like, you unbelievable. So I thought it'd be smart So I emailed, because my phone call wasn't working, so I emailed the Kopinski and said, I'm having a problem with the taxi. Can someone be waiting for me outside the Kopinski hotel? It's urgent, please. I emailed their info@kopinski.russia as a complete random. And I thought they'd never reply in time. They replied instantly, within 20 seconds. Yes, sir, someone will be waiting for you, no problem. So I was like, thank God they replied to that. That's great. The concierge can argue, the taxi driver, work all this out. So now I'm just relaxing. I'm kind of chill a bit. And I just had to prod the guy. I was like, do you speak English then? Totally ignored me. I was like, you're friendly. So I'm just talking shit. So anyway, we pull up at the hotel. I'm all confident, right? Guy's gonna be outside. I pull up at the hotel. Nobody's outside. Nobody. No concierge, nothing. So I said to the guy, I go to get out of the car. I get out of the car. The guy then gets out of the car, comes, and he stands face to face with me like a boxing stare-off and shows me the phone of how much I owe him. I don't even know what it is in rubles, 3,000 American dollars, something ridiculous. I said, bro, I don't have it. He looks at me like he's going to murder me. I don't have it. I said, I have $500. That's all I have. He goes, okay. Using my ninja fingers, my hands, I reach in my pocket and I ninja off like 500s because I've got a pile of money like this. So I'm like, I give it to him, and then the takes the money, and I'm standing at the back of the car, waiting for him to open the trunk, gets in the car and starts driving down the road. I'm like, bro, my bag. He stops like 5 meters later and goes, the rest of the money. He knew. They set me up when I put my bag in the trunk at the beginning. And my bag's got my laptop, all my clothes, everything, which is worth thousands and thousands of dollars. Now, if you ever get in a taxi, don't put your bag in the boot. It was a setup. I was like, you fuck. I was like, call your friend. So he calls his friend. I said, listen, I've already given him $500. It's very clever what you did with the bag. It's like, the guy from the Kopinski is about to come out now. I can't give you more than this. We have to come up to something sensible. Said, I can go to a cash point and try and get some more money, but I need my bag. And he goes, okay, 500 more. I said, fine. Hung up the phone. Instantly peeled off 500, didn't bother going to a cash point. And then guy gets back out the car, and me and him have a Mexican standoff at the back of the car. He opens up the boot. He grabs my bag, I've got the money, and we kind of swap them. Just after we've done that, after I paid this fucker $1,000, the guy from the Kopinski walks out. Oh, Mr. Tate, do you need any help? I'm like, yeah, help. Yeah, carry my bag. You're useless. It's been 10 minutes. Where have you been? Oh, sorry, Mr. Tate. Useless. It's kind of funny because for my other 4 days in Moscow, I had a great time. I love the Russian people. They're very nice. I guess I was unlucky. But every time I left the hotel, there was like a row of taxis, and they all looked like this guy. And they'd all stare at me. And I thought, I'm so glad I paid him, because I guarantee if I got in a fight with that guy, I'd be dead by now. They're just waiting outside the Kopinski, these dudes. And the lesson is, never put your bag in the back of a taxi. That's the lesson for everybody. And that's how I paid $1,000.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are in the presence of a cultural icon, a physical specimen, a controversialist, a master orator, a champ. And we've also got Andrew Tate.
That was smooth. I like that. I was sitting there thinking, I'll take this introduction. I'll take this. But thank you.
How you doing, man?
I'm good, G. You?
You're good, yeah?
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people who've been following me for a while understand that I've been very respectful of Islam for a long time.
Yeah, sure.
I was born in a Christian country. I was raised as a Christian. And I've always been very respectful of Islam. And it's become more and more obvious to me and more pertinent that Islam is the last religion on the planet. When I talk about Islam, because I'm new to it,
Yeah.
I'm a little bit careful, right? Because I'm new to it. I'm certainly not a scholar. There's so much I need to learn. I know I'm on a learning journey. I'm not here to sit here and talk scripture. I don't know those things yet. I'm here to learn.
Yeah.
But
And we're here at your assistance.
thank you, bro. Thank you.
Honestly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But it's just, for me, it feels like the last religion on earth. I feel like there's no other religion. People say to me, why did you convert? And I said, I don't really feel it as a conversion. It's almost like I knew God was real, and now I've become religious. And they say, well, you were religious before. I was like, religious before how? Christian? What does Christian mean? Like, who's not a Christian? You go to Christian nations, and everyone says they're a Christian. Look how they live their lives. Go into the average church. Is anyone actually fearful of God? Anybody? No. The girls are out on Saturday night drinking, and then they turn up to church because their parents made them. Like, there's no substance to the religion. And also, Islam very closely reflects my personal beliefs. Through my personal life, I've learned that if you don't have standards and you're not a strong person who's prepared to defend his ideas, you will be crushed.
Yes.
And we look at most religions in the world today, which are not prepared to defend their ideas. What's happened to them? They're just getting crushed. And now we have Christianity as an idea, which has basically said, well, we can't set any firm rules because everyone will just quit. So instead, let's make it so easy to be a Christian that nobody has to put any effort in.
Yeah.
And then accept everybody no matter what. And hopefully we can keep the church doors open. That's not God to me, you know?
Yeah.
God to me is strong. God to me is something to be feared.
Yeah.
God to me is someone that people are afraid to mock.
Yeah.
God to me is someone that you have to go out of your way to prove something to. God to me has red lines.
Yeah.
Like God to me represents the Islamic faith. The Christian God to me, I don't see God. I can't explain. I don't see anything there. So to me, it was the only logical choice in the end. And this is why perhaps I found God the way I did, because I understood all these things first, and then I saw the Quran, and it confirmed so many things for me. You know, like even the conversations I've been having so far, so many things have been confirmed, and it's amazing the knowledge that's inside of it, which is so applicable today. For an old book, right? You know, it's supposed to be old, but it seems so timeless. But it's truly amazing. But you're totally right, and the baseline morality, I don't think most people understand that when they're doing this under the guise of tolerance, when they're saying be so tolerant that you no longer believe in right from wrong, they're not doing that to make society a better place. They're doing that to empty your brain so that you have no resistance to the slave mind programming. They want to get you to a point where if they tell you the sky is green, you look at with your own eyes and you see blue, but no, the sky is green. That's what they want, so that you have to have nothing in your brain that can prevent that. If you have God, if you have, no, I believe this is right and wrong, if you have personal responsibility, if you have self-accountability, if you're a person who sticks up for what he believes, all that's bad to them. They want all of that gone so they can tell you the sky is green. Some people recognize when I converted to Islam that there was a time I was an atheist. There was a time when I was atheistic. And the reason I am now so absolutely certain that God is real is because I've seen evil. I've seen shaitan. I've seen it. When you see enough evil, you realize that there must be an equal and opposite force. And there are people out there in the world today doing the work of the devil, genuine demons, who are trying to destroy the baseline morality that's inside of all of us. We're all born with some kind of morality, and they're trying to destroy it.
And that's exactly the Islamic understanding, that we believe that you're born with something called fitrah.
One guy I was talking to since my conversion says, it's interesting that somebody with everything, all the Western world, everything somebody could want has now converted. And I said, yeah, because even before my conversion, I understood that hedonism is a black hole and you can never fill it. You're never going to be able to have enough girls to be happy with girls. You're never going to be able to have enough money to be happy with money. You're never going to be able to, drink enough to be happy with drinking. Like, it's a black hole, and you can pour endless things down it, but you'll never fill it up. And you need to have some degree of self-restraint. And I've always been a very disciplined person. I've never made mistakes, but certainly, the higher power is going to give you more satisfaction in your heart than endless.
So if you had a teenage son, what would be the one piece of advice you'd give him to break through the matrix and achieve success in life, whatever that is for him?
I'm actually genuinely worried about my children because I grew up so broke and they're going to be so fucking rich.
It is a worry, isn't it?
It's a worry because you're a different man when you have no safety net. You're a different man when you have to pull it off. No, I need to. No, I literally have to pull this off. I have to roll the dice. Most men don't understand what it feels like to roll a dice and you have to get a 6. They go, what do you mean you have to? No, I have to get a 6.
Yeah.
Oh, but what if you don't? No, I have to get a 6. You're not understanding me. So that's extremely character building. And I think if you're a young man, even if you're not my child, if you're just any man who's out there in the world today, you need to look at some problems that need solving, either for yourself or for society, and find a way to fix them. And I think that you should just adopt some problems and try and fix them. It doesn't matter what it is. You can just try and fix the litter in your area, or you can try and get a 6-pack or whatever you want. Men are builders. The modern world, call me misogynistic, the modern world was built by men. Every building you're in was built by men. Every road you drive on was built by men. We're builders, we build things, and that's what you should be focused on. And like I said before, if you're hardworking and you build, and I think you'll do well in life. That's what it's really about. You can't hide away from the brutal realities of work. That's it. And while we're on the subject, that's actually where these last 2 years have been pure clown world, because I've known some people who've made a bunch of money in crypto, and I've said to them, what you've just gone through, what you've just done is once in a generation, and it's completely ruined you. Because normally if you make, let's say 200 grand, you have learned lessons to make that 200 grand. You've learned marketing, you've learned sales, you've learned how to manage staff, you learn how to deal with pressure, you learn how to be on time, you've learned a bunch of things.
So you can continue it.
So you can continue. And even if you lose all the money, you retain the lessons.
100%.
What have you learned? You bought a coin, it went up. Okay, good. You have not learned a single fucking thing about how money is made, about personal development. You didn't even learn how to have a firm handshake and put on a tie. You learned nothing. You pulled it off, you made a few dollars. You've lost them now. And now, the worst thing about it is, you think you're too good for work. You think you're so smart now.
Yeah.
Oh, I made it. This is the next one. You got lucky. Now you think you're too good to actually get up and grind. You think you're just going to pull it off again, another lottery win. And you don't think you have to work very hard. And guess what's going to happen to you? You're going to end up fucking broke. Because that's not the reality of the world. That clown world shit is over. All that shit is over. We're about to get into harder times than ever. If you're sitting at home and you made a bit of money with crypto and you think, don't worry, it's going to go up again soon, you're just praying for some external force. That's not self-accountability. Sitting and watching the Bitcoin price, waiting for it to go up so you have money is not self-accountability. That's prayer. You might as well just do the lottery numbers. All these people who made money in this clown world, a lot of them haven't learned any lessons about the reality of Earth, and it's about to get a lot harder. Inside of my school, The Real World, we have an entire subject on attention and focus, because a lot of kids, especially young kids now, can't even pay attention. We have to teach them from the beginning how to watch the lessons because they're too long and they can't focus.
It's crazy.
throughout.
It's like picking up your phone all the time. Like even some of the people that work for us, you know, I want them to be focusing on their job and they're always on their phone.
Distracted.
It's not Kai. It's a lot of other people.
I know.
But yeah, they're always on their phone. It's breaking their attention and they don't realize it's not the time just on their phone. It's like
the
taking them
attention
out
break.
from it and then back into it. It takes you a bit of time to get into it.
Completely. People can't even focus anymore.
Yeah.
And so inside the school, in the real world, we have to teach people how to focus again. So like these last few years have been complete clown world. And I think we're about to hit very, very difficult times. But in hard times, the people who are good at the game get very rich.
Well, we interviewed Tom Hartley very recently, the supercar dealer, and he made his money from 11 years old to 17, lost $1 million at that point, went back to broke. But the words he said were, I learned all those lessons, I can get there again.
Completely.
Yesterday, I nearly died. Genuinely, yesterday was the closest I ever came to death in my entire life. And I want you to understand that I am the best of the best. The only reason I am breathing is because I'm a fucking ice cold professional. Any of you watching this video, if you were in the same situation I was in, would be dead. I say with 1000% confidence, I don't know any other motherfucker alive who could have done what I did yesterday. I'm that good. So I'm driving. Now, it's hard to explain how Romanian roads work, but it's a dual carriageway going up a mountain. So when you're coming, there's 3 lanes on mountains. The lane coming down is 1 lane, but the lane coming up the mountains is always 2 lanes because the trucks go very slowly, they move to the side. So I'm going up the mountain. Coming down the mountain is gridlock traffic, gridlock. So I'm behind the truck, it breaks into 2 lanes, the truck goes to the slow lane, I come to the fast lane, I'm in the 911 Turbo 992, boom, I floor it, bang. I'm about 120 miles an hour going up the mountain. Some fucking idiot comes round the bend, coming directly at me head on, the other way. So he's in my lane. He's on my side of traffic because his traffic's gridlocked, and he's flooring his Ferrari 812 super fast, 150 miles an hour, heading at traffic in the wrong direction. So when we go around the corner and I see him, when the Ferrari first appeared, please, I say this without exaggeration, without bravado, I'm driving my car, I go around the corner, and the Ferrari is there. Right fucking there in front of me. Bam! 812. Now, this is fucking death. Head on, 911 Turbo, 812 super fast, head on, bang, head on. There's no fucking surviving that. Even me, with all my supreme strength, would struggle to survive. This fucking guy was gonna kill us both. He's on my side of the road, 150 miles per hour at traffic. Fucking absolutely unbelievable. So when the Ferrari appears, let me tell you what amateurs do, because you're all amateurs. I'm a fucking professional. Amateurs always do the same thing in cars. When something happens that they're unsure about or they don't like, they press the brake. Now, I can tell you this because when I drive the way I drive very fast, but I don't drive on the wrong fucking side of the road. But when I drive very fast and I'm zipping in and out of cars, let's say there's a person in the car and they see me behind in the rear view zipping in and out very quickly, they start to panic because they see a Lambo coming up out of nowhere and they press the brake, even though there's nothing in front of them. Because somebody's coming up behind them really quickly, they just press the brake. People press the brake. That's what they do. In this scenario, if I would have touched the brake, it's over. There's no time. You cannot brake. The Ferrari is, without exaggeration, I could see the man's face. The Ferrari was so fucking close. The Ferrari is there. There's no time to brake. Brake what? So I'm driving, Ferrari appears, and I'll give you, this is real world. I'm driving, Ferrari, in fact, it was a left-hand turn. Driving, left-hand turn, Ferrari appears, and I fucking hard, bang, full right lock the Porsche 911 and lose control of the car. This is why I'm the best. I'm saying this without bravado. I mean this. What I did yesterday was fucking legendary. If I had a dash cam, it would be a billion hits on YouTube. I'm having dash cams installed in every car tomorrow. I fucking full lock the Porsche right, lose control of the Porsche. As I'm fighting to regain control of the Porsche, I'm heading for the concrete barrier. While I'm fighting to regain control of the Porsche, I glance at my rear view and I see him, he's lost control of the Ferrari. This is the difference. I regained control of my car without hitting anything. Regained control of my car without hitting anything. He slid off into a truck. Now, that's not the end of the fucking story, because I was furious. This motherfucker almost killed me.